Hey guys, it's me, Noah Mian, on The Art of Truth. I'm going to be doing something differently this time. It's not having anything to do with politics, although I plan to do something with that tomorrow as a makeup for last Friday and this Monday, which I have been coming down with a bad cold. It was really bad, so that's why I couldn't make any videos. So, I am going to be talking about Star Wars The Last Jedi. And just to let everyone know, there will be spoilers in this. I've seen the movie on its opening day on December 15th. And when I came out of the theater, I was ambiguous, because there was some good things that I liked, and there were bad things that I didn't like. And there were things that I didn't like. It was that mixed bag sort of thing. So I want to talk about it. As an overall Star Wars film, for right now, I would give it 4 or 5 out of 10. Because it didn't entirely feel like the kind of Star Wars that I would like. Although, to be fair, Rian Johnson and Luke Skywalker did warn that this was not going to go the way you think. You could tell from the trailers and stuff. So, I admit, one of the pros was definitely that they definitely made a lot of twists and turns, and they definitely made it so that it wasn't a rehash of The Empire Strikes Back. So you have to admit that was pretty good for Rian Johnson to do, but a lot of the other stuff is just so much. So it's kind of annoying. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna be talking about cons of this movie first. In fact, I've already made a list out of them. So here's my first con: Finn and Rose's story, the subplot. I kind of like these two characters. In fact, I think the woman who played Rose was pretty good with her acting, but I just felt like this whole subplot where they were at the casino. A lot of people have been reviewing this, saying that it was kind of unnecessary. I would have to mostly agree with them, although I believe that it should have been improved in a sort of way, like maybe Finn and Rose might actually just decide to manage to go to like a fuel depot on that same planet and actually steal the fuel, so that the Resistance fleet could actually last a little bit longer. But then again, they would have to deal with the overall issue when it comes to that tracking in hyperspace. But yeah, I agree that there needed to be more improvement. I don't think that that part of the story was real good. Yeah, it did need improvement. But still, I think that it didn't really take too much away from me into the moment in terms of this whole Star Wars story. Although I did not really like the fact of how much it bashed capitalism. However, that same scene, while it was you could interpret it as a bashing of capitalism, it was also bashing a little bit of people who were playing both sides and just doing this out of their own accord. It kind of reminds me a little bit of Jabba the Hutt, a little bit with the whole cartel and stuff. They don't really care which side wins, just as long as they make money and they have power and stuff. So I didn't really find this scene too much, or this entire thing a problem. But here's the next one: Snoke's death. I admit, I was really disappointed when Snoke just died immediately. It was just it really was it was underwhelming, to be honest. I was hoping for something more, like we could expand just a little bit more on his story. He can't be just. I just hate how he's just some guy. I mean, with the Emperor in Episode 6, at the very least, you know that he is the Emperor, he's the leader, and Darth Vader is the apprentice of this guy. That is basically how you would see the Emperor. At least there's a backstory, or at least a potential of a backstory. Plus, he is likely the mastermind behind the rise of the Empire, which we already seen in the prequels. But with Snoke, you don't really get too much of that, and I hope that they will correct this in Episode 9. Now, number 3, Luke dying. This scene, while it was disappointing to see Luke die, it was I just didn't think it was appropriate because, well, with the fact that Carrie Fisher passed away, I thought that Luke Skywalker may be back in Episode 9 in the flesh. Although, then again, I have seen some theories on YouTube already stating that he could still be alive, or he could be a Force ghost, and the same could be said for Snoke. So I don't know. We're gonna have to wait for 2 more years on that, and I really hope that J.J. Abrams does fix this part of the whole story, because I really want more Skywalker. Hell, I want Snoke and Luke Skywalker to face off against each other. Hell, it would actually be kind of badass if they're both like Force ghosts and they fought against each other. It's like a spiritual battle. That would be actually really cool. If that is actually what it's setting up to be, then I would forgive Episode 8 for that. Although, still, I think they should expand more on what happened with these two. Now, here's another one. This one was what really disappointed me. Rey's parents. Now, to be fair, I have also heard some theories about thinking that this is Kylo Ren manipulating Rey so that she could bend, so that he can be in control of her, to manipulate her emotions and to get her to join her side. I hope that this is true, but until Episode 9 comes in, I'm just going to treat this as speculation. I just hate the fact that Rey is, all this hype has been built up, and it turns out Rey's parents, at least from our understanding, are washed up drunkards who just sold her out. It's just, I thought that was really stupid. I still believe, personally, thanks to these theories, that Rey's a Skywalker, in the sense. But I really hate how they just said, hey, Rey's just somebody that we just got. You didn't really expand on her. You could have... Sorry. You could have said that Rey was the embodiment, the incarnation of the light side of the Force. You could have said that. And while it didn't really show her parentage, I would accept that because that would expand so much more on the possibilities of Star Wars. It would be great if it turned out the Force would actually sometimes personally evolve itself into this sort of conflict. My second disappointing thing, Admiral Halda. I freaking hated her. She was a bitch to Poe Dameron, which, by the way, was one of the he was one of the best people in this entire movie. She withholds information from him on basically what the plan is after Princess Leia is basically forced into the hospital, and she has to take over. And she is just a dick to Poe Dameron after he launches into Soul on a Dreadnought. I really hated that. And honestly, I'm kind of with Poe Dameron on the fact that he started a mutiny as a result of this. If there is no plan, what's the... You wouldn't even see if this woman was actually taking the job seriously, or she even knows what she's doing. She literally had 400 people in her hands. And at the very end of the movie, there's like 2 dozen. That was how bad it was. And honestly, I blame more of Vice Admiral Holdo for the mistakes that happened instead of Poe Dameron or Princess Leia or anybody. That's who... I think that she was the source of the problem. And I just hated her. Some people are saying that this was an SJW moment. Maybe it was. I don't know. But honestly, I think she's done more to destroy that SJW cause than actually support it. Because a lot of people do not like her. Same with me. Hell, I think that Jar Jar Binks is actually a lot more likable than her. Jar Jar Binks is more likable. That's why I think. I really hated her. Although it was pretty cool how she sacrificed herself to destroy the First Order fleet, that did not really redeem her character. Not to me. Continuing on. The writing, some of it was just really bad. And you can already tell with some of the points that I've already made, so I'm going to continue on. The kiss at the very scene between Finn and Rose. I thought that was way off. Because I didn't really get that kind of chemistry from these two. I mean, if they kind of pulled in like a suggestion, like they are being a little bit romantic, a little bit, not the kissing thing, it maybe would have worked, maybe. But I thought the kiss it just came out of nowhere. That's what I thought. But now here are the pros. The biggest pro, Kylo Ren. That guy is awesome. He was obviously trying to stand out from a lot of people in terms of, well, not just people, other dark side users like his grandfather, Darth Vader. He just started to become more outside of that, becoming his own kind of person. When you have, on one side you have Darth Vader, a person who fell to the dark side because he wanted to protect people, and there were some people who were close to him that he couldn't protect, and so many other things that have happened, which you could probably see in the prequels and the TV series of the Clone Wars and whatnot. But with Kylo Ren, he is completely different. He is a maniac. Egocentric, basically out of control of his own emotions, and in a way kind of entitled. He definitely has a major hatred with his family, to an extent, because they didn't really pay attention to him. But to be fair, with Han Solo and Princess Leia, they were trying to save the galaxy and trying to build a new republic. But still, this kind of sets up a new kind of villain. And I kind of enjoyed Kylo Ren. No, I did not kind of enjoy. I really enjoyed him. In fact, I can't wait until episode 9. Here's another one. Mark Hamill's acting. Mark Hamill's acting was just perfect. He did kind of remind me a little bit of Obi-Wan from A New Hope. Not only did he look the part, he showed the part in a strange kind of way. Although that there are people across the internet saying that they didn't like the way he changed from this confident kind of guy to this broken man. To be fair, there are times when that can happen at our life, whether we're young or old. So I really do not see a really problem with them, but I do understand what they're saying. So I would give them at least a little bit of that to them. But overall, I think his acting was great, and there are even suggestions that he may come in episode 9. So I'm hopeful about that. Whether he's a Force ghost or whether he's still in the flesh or something like that. I hope he comes back. Here's another one. DJ. Now, he wasn't really in the entire film. He was basically like Lando Calrissian. But he was a little bit awkward. In a good way, kind of awkward. It's like he was being very shady to everyone. Not just to the Resistance, but to the First Order. You couldn't know if this guy was actually going to betray one side or the other. But it turns out, he does betray the Resistance, and he doesn't really join the First Order. He just exposes them and takes his money and just leaves. I kind of like that about it, because I do not... If it were to be another rehash of The Empire Strikes Back, he would have been like Lando Calrissian. He would have seen his mistake, and he would have been back to the good side. I'm kind of glad that they didn't go that route. I'm glad that he kind of stuck as his own character as a big asshole that you have to deal with. And there are a lot of people like that around this world. That kind of character, you have to admit, you have to kind of like, it shows that what this guy's motivation is, and how he doesn't really care on which side is winning, whether it be the Resistance, the New Republic, or the First Order. Rose is the next one. She was okay. The actress playing her was pretty okay. And while people say across YouTube that they didn't really like her, this kind of actually expanded on just the face of the Resistance itself. Because not only do we see her, a little bit of her backstory, that she and her sister were slaves, but also her sister was actually killed from that first bombing one we see in the opening of the movie. And so we kind of see a little bit of her motivations of that, and in a way, she kind of acts like the common soldier that is relatable inside the Resistance, and that's why I kind of like about her. Yes, there are some things that I think that should have been dealt with, which you already see in my cons part, but as a whole, I don't think Rose is that bad of a character. Here's the next one. The final battle. Between the Praetorian Guards versus Kylo Ren and Rey. Aside from Snoke being cut in half, the entire battle was awesome. I don't have words to explain it. You have to look at it for yourself, whether it be through piracy or well, I don't say that. Okay. Whether it be through the theaters, you have to see that for yourself. The Praetorian Guard between Rey and Kylo Ren is just really awesome, and they put up a pretty good fight. They put up so much of a good fight that Kylo Ren and Rey, sorry, are actually are somewhat outmaneuvered by these guys. Plus, I kind of like their weapons too. They are resistant to Jedi weapons, the lightsabers, and it's just, I love that how they were designed and everything like that. Finally, Poe Dameron. I like his arc a little bit. I get when people say that Leia's explanation of him being demoted was pretty shitty, but on the other hand, in defense of Princess Leia, she's not just, in terms of losses, she's not talking about just the heroes that were killed. She was talking about resources. I mean, did you even see a single bomber after the first opening, after the Dreadnought was taken out? No. This kind of shows the limited resources that the Resistance has, and the limited manpower. So in a way, that would be understandable with Princess Leia. So I would have to disagree agree wholeheartedly with these other YouTubers who say that it was pretty stupid excuse. But to continue doing it, I'm losing track. Poe Dameron was definitely trying to learn through this entire thing, as he's going to be the next leader of the Resistance, as evidence since Carrie Fisher passed away. God rest her soul. And I thought that his arc was really good, to be honest. In fact, I think he started to learn as Admiral Holdo was starting to take control of everything. He just instead of going guns blazing, he decided to talk to his commander. Hey, lady, what's the plan? And he tries to get her to see the plan, or tries to figure out a plan, but so far he doesn't. So in the end, he has to make a move by himself, which resulted in mutiny. Although it failed, it definitely it improved him as a character in terms of him being a leader. So I think that it's, as a standalone Star Wars movie, that this film it is what near the weakest. That could change, however, as Episode 9 is taking place. And I really hope that Episode 9 does redeem the characteristics of The Last Jedi. I really do. In fact, I don't want it to be a 4 or a 5 out of 10 in terms of the Star Wars Richter scale. I want it to be like a 7 or an 8. I know it's not possible at this point of a 9 or a 10, but at the very least, you can salvage some stuff from The Last Jedi after seeing Episode 9, where finally everything would make so much sense. And I really hope that Disney and basically J.J. Abrams does look into these criticisms and pretty much maybe make use out of these criticisms to eventually, do some good with them. So I think for right now, while it was kind of it was a disappointing film, I think we should reserve our judgment until Episode 9 comes out in 2 years. That way, the story will be complete, and we can judge the entire story in its entirety. Because this film is the middleman of the entire trilogy, the entire sequel trilogy. So I don't think as a standalone film, I would understand why you guys would love to critique this film. But in terms of directing the entire trilogy, I think we should wait up on that for another 2 years. That's all I have for you for today. I maybe will be making another video on what I think should happen in Episode 9. And continue on with tomorrow in terms of what happened this week when it comes to politics and stuff. So, yeah. My name is Noah Mia from the Arc of Truth. Please subscribe to my channel, comment, and like this video.